I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. This past Sunday, my rector, Michael White, who happens to be one of the chillest people on the planet, said something that blew my whole head up. He said, "A mystery is not something that we will never understand or know. It's something that we will be able to know and understand over and over and over again. We can see it from different angles. We can use our imagination. We can go in deeply." I remember when I first entered the Episcopal Church and I wondered, what is this? Why does it feel familiar and yet so strange? There was all this standing and sitting and kneeling. And there was a woman who sat in front of me, who would stand and sit and kneel. And she was just beautiful. And she would just kind of slide into the pew and slide up. And I said, that woman is just so beautiful. And someone said she's in her 80s. And I was like, you got to be kidding. She passed away just last month. She was 100. All of these things that I had to learn that were foreign to me, that even though this was going on around me in the same country that I grew up in, it was still a foreign experience because I did not grow up in the Episcopal Church. And so the prayer book and the prayers that went back hundreds of years, and yet they seemed so relevant. It was amazing. And the liturgy and all the ritual, it was just fascinating to me. And even though I'm studying it, it's a mystery that keeps unfolding over and over and over again. At no point did I think, well, I'll read 5 or 6 books and I'll have this. I'll spend a year and I'll have this. I'll look at it for a while and I'll understand it. Black folk, African Americans, people of color are a mystery to this country. And folks have been reading some books, mostly ones written by other white people, and they spend a few minutes, they've seen some documentaries, and they're acting as if they got it. I already know. I know that. Yeah, I read that book. I know. I read an Octavia Butler book. Did you read all of them? Because they're all amazing. And then you read them again and you get a whole nother book. We've been in this country since 1619. I know some of you believe 17, whatever that date is that you like to say. 1776. No. 1619 and before. And still we are a mystery. But this is not something that you don't ever understand. You just get to keep understanding. It gets to keep unfolding. You get to have a different awareness when you read it again. Because that's what I do. I read those books again. Even though I read it before, I thought I knew, I thought I saw it. You got to read it again. And let it unfold and let it reveal itself to you and let you learn not only from about it, but let it teach you about you. That's the piece that's missing. When I started seeing the Episcopal Church, it just reminded me so much of all these world religions that I was studying. There are some aspects of it that remind me of Yoruba and Voodoo, Santeria, Contemplé. It's all the same thing, Voodoo. Like, why are we pouring water into wine? Well, in ancient times, water represented humanity and the wine represented divinity. And once you pour water into wine, you can never separate it. It represents the fact that once Jesus came on the scene, humanity can never be separated from God. That's some Santeria right there. I like to look at it against all of these other things that I thought I knew about me. Like me lifting up a person in my life, an ancestor who's passed away, is something we do in the Episcopal Church. It is showing me and giving me an appreciation for my Blackness, for who I am. Don't let my culture just show you your shame and your guilt, because that's not true. It's a moment. Let it show you who you are in your fullness, and let it show you how connected we are. But don't ever think you got it, because you ain't grow up with this. I love you.